Hello everybody, welcome to another one of my soap making video. This is Helen from Moonlit Soap Work. Today we are making a restocking, one of my very popular coffee bar. So this is my oil mixture and no salt in my light mixture this round because of the coffee. So what we are doing is we are doing here we go. We are doing a 100% water substitution with coffee. So this coffee was made stovetop for my little stovetop making coffee maker. This recipe I kind of had to do the little stovetop thing like 3 times to get this. So full coffee, and then I pop it into the freezer. And earlier when I want to use it, I went under a little bit of water just to melt it down a little bit so it's not giant black or white. So it's kind of more like a slushy consistency before I added the light into it. This is what happened, and it's still pretty hot with the coffee. And if it gets too hot, you can put it into a water bath so that it'll cool it down faster. I'm running a little bit out of patience today, so this is something I normally don't do. So the temperature between these two are is close to 20-degree difference. Because this one I actually didn't melt it that much. I started to melt it and then changed my mind. So basically it's still kind of chunky with the coconut oil in there. I'm hoping for the hot light solution to help melt it the rest of the way. So this is either this should work. I have seen other soap makers do it. It's just that I should have probably poured it when it's way hotter. So we'll see how this goes. It should be perfectly fine. It's pretty much mostly melted anyway. So that's that. And then it's gonna be a kind of a two-tone thing going on. So it's mostly just the dark brown color bar, but then I did have some titanium dioxide, so I'm going to divide out 1/3 of the mixture out of it and add this to it to give you that kind of a creamier, mocha cappuccino kind of feel going on. So it's going to be swirl in there, and then with a little bit of lighter top. And then I also have the coffee ground. This is the coffee ground that came from making the coffee the other night. So I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons into it, so exfoliating. My coffee bar is I use it in the shower myself, but it's also good, especially good as a kitchen soap, because coffee is supposed to take away fishy smells and so on and so on. So this is the bar. And then for fragrance, since the coffee normally don't come through when you make the soap, so you do need to bring it back by adding fragrance if you want that true coffee scent. Some people say that they do a triple brew coffee and the coffee scent does come through just a little bit. I haven't had that much luck with it, so I'll just go ahead and use a substitution. So this is the fresh brew coffee fragrance oil from Crafter's Choice. I got it from Wholesale Supply Plus. So that's that. And other than that, that's pretty straightforward. It's gonna go into my regular tall and skinny mold and top it up with a little bit of coffee grounds for decoration. So let's make some soap. Okay, everyone, there you have it. This is my coffee soap. So it's have topped it with a little bit of the coffee grinder I mixed into the lighter batch. As you can see, I use about 2 teaspoons of titanium dioxide for the lighter portion of it, but it's almost no match for how dark this this coffee mixture is on its own. So maybe want to use either more of it, or if those of you who actually want to do a white and brown bar, I would use regular water lime mixture for the white sections if you like, instead of using a full coffee liquid substitution. But other than that, I did let the top sit too much before I come in with a spoon. As you guys see in the video, I was really struggling to at least like make something out of the top, so still look a little messy. It's not as organized and pretty as my other spoon top is. I should have just let it be flat, but oh well, what's done's done. But overall it looked pretty nice and smelled really good. That coffee fragrance that I got from Crafter's Choice is a little on the sweeter side. So once the minute I open it, I can smell that sugary sweetness. So I'm thinking it probably have some vanilla content, which not surprising. I think it does have vanilla content, which is what is gonna darken up all these color a little more. So at the end, it might not matter if I actually use titanium dioxide on one part of them, because they might actually eventually merge into the same color as a lot of my previous coffee bar. If I do a 3-color layer and 3 gradient, they eventually get really close to each other after it cures for a little bit. So we'll see how this come out. I don't use vanilla stabilizer because I just think that it might control the color of the soap way away for the time being, but eventually it's gonna brown up when the fat wear off, and it's almost, in case the customer didn't use the bar right away, I don't want them to pull it out of the drawer one day and look at it and they say, hey, this was a light color bar, now it's a brown bar, and freak out on me. So that's just my personal opinions, my personal preference. I don't use vanilla stabilizer, so I generally try to work with whatever's in the soap. If it's going to be a high vanilla bar, I'm not going to force it to be a light color bar. It's going to be a dark bar, which is fine. So hopefully this one will come out pretty, or it smells great, and it's going to be a one great bar of kitchen soap. So stay tuned for the cutting video. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and anybody have comments, or you will see me go into detail on some certain part of my soap making process and so on, please go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll happy to look into it and see what I can do. And if you have enjoyed my video so far, please go ahead and hit it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned for any of my future video, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Once again, thank you so much everybody for tuning into my videos. Stay tuned for the cutting. Happy soaping. Bye bye.